Psalm of David. This is one of the most emotional, intense psalms. David is facing deep betrayal and responds by bringing his anger and pain directly to God. The theme here is when injustice and betrayal occur, bring the pain to God rather than taking revenge personally, okay? It goes like this. O God, whom I praise, do not remain silent. David describes the situation. Wicked people accuse him. Lies are spoken against him. Hatred surrounds him. What hurts most is betrayal. In return for my friendship, they accused me. He responded with prayer, but they responded with hostility. Betrayal hurts most when it comes from people once trusted, okay? So, give me a second. Now we can continue because this section contains strong language asking God to judge the enemy. David asks that the wicked person face consequences such as exposure of guilt, loss of position, hardship for their family. These lines express a desire for justice against someone who abused power and betrayed trust. The focus is that the enemy loved cursing, rejected kindness, persecuted the poor. Instead of revenge, David hangs judgment to God, okay? Now, the tone shifts. David describes his own condition, poor and needy, heart wounded, physically weak, and mocked by others, okay? He feels like a fading shadow. Suffering often brings both emotional and physical exhaustion, okay? Then he goes like, help me, Lord my God. David asks God to act so that people will recognize that God invented. He trusts that enemies may curse, but God can bless. God's blessing overrides human hostility, right? Then the psalm ends with gratitude. David promises to praise God publicly. God stands at the right hand of the needy to save them from those who condemn them. God defends those who cannot defend themselves. What are the key lessons from Psalm 109? First one is betrayal and injustice should be brought to God. Honest emotion is part of biblical prayer. Third lesson, God is the rightful judge of wrongdoing. Fourth lesson, suffering exposes human weakness. Fifth lesson, God defends the vulnerable. Sixth lesson, praise can follow even painful prayer. Psalm 109 expresses David's anguish after being betrayed and falsely accused by enemies. He describes the hostility surrounding him and asks God to bring justice against those who have acted wickedly. Rather than taking revenge himself, David places judgment in God's hands. The psalm then shifts to David's own weakness and suffering, revealing his dependence on God for rescue. It concludes with confidence that God stands beside the needy and will ultimately defend them. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like button, subscribe channel, and see you in the next one.